All right, welcome back everyone for a new episode of the World of Weird Collectibles. This is the video series where I talk about those oddball niche collectibles, those things that maybe it's not for everybody, but I think it's still kind of interesting to kind of dive in and look at some of these expensive things that you may not be aware that people actually collect and that some of this stuff is worth as much as it is. Now, we've done some things with some concert t-shirts and movie theater popcorn buckets, etc. Plenty more things to come as far as this series goes. I can still get to like lunch boxes and Kool-Aid packets and all sorts of weird little things that people like to collect that, again, are worth more than you might know, like Halloween masks, etc. Those are some of the ones we've already covered, including sneakers. Now, I've already done this a couple of times as far as sneakers because I enjoy sneakers and I know a lot of you do. So this is sort of the subset series of the World of Weird Collectibles, and this is just for kicks. So we're talking about sneakers, kicks, as you will, and we've covered some Nike Dunks in the past. I did some movie-related sneakers the last time out, and I got a special topic for you this time out. So hopefully you're on board for that, and hopefully you find this interesting as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing this tiny little channel. And if you want to see what sneakers I got for you this week, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, as I mentioned, this is the World of Weird Collectibles, and this is the subset series just for kicks, where we are going to be looking at some collectible sneakers, specifically sneakers related this time out to video games. So this is going to be my video game edition of Just for Kicks. So these are all going to be sneakers related to video games, systems, characters, etc. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool sneakers, and some pretty high prices. So they all go together, really. So with that all said, I'm not going to belabor the point or waste any time. I guess we should just get right into this thing and start off with our honorable mentions first.
Honorable mentions.
So for our first honorable mention, I have these Nike Dunk Pac-Man edition. So yes, Pac-Man, classic 80s arcade game. I mean, who doesn't know Pac-Man? And they did do a pair of Nike High Dunks that were inspired by our favorite little chomping buddy. So take a look at these things here. Again, I dig the colors. I mean, they're very primary color focused. They almost look like kindergarten sneakers, but in a cool way, if you're asking me. So again, they're high tops. I usually don't go in for the high tops personally, but there they are. When they came out, they were looking for about $100 as far as initial cost goes. And today, this pair of sneakers would probably have made the list because these are very expensive. But I put them in honorable mentions because there is a very similar themed sneaker that's already in the main list. And I want to double dip that way. So that's why we have Pac-Man here on the outside looking in the honorable mentions, because these do go for over $1,000, $1,009. But there's another pair very similar to these that goes for a little bit more, which is on the main list, which is why I put these bad boys here on the honorable mentions and not in the main go. Now, still pretty cool. Still a fun pair of sneakers for you to look out for if you're a collector. Again, with any and all of these, you got to be careful though of bootlegs and I want to say reprints. They're just knockoffs. I mean, it's a very popular thing in the world of sneaker collecting. A lot of knockoffs out there. You just got to check the seams. I mean, I'm not an expert in how to decipher which ones are real and which ones are not, but you can generally tell. And if you are skeptical, probably trust your instincts, because if it doesn't look right, it probably isn't right, because Nike generally doesn't make a lot of errors as far as the seams go or them sewing in their own logo. Just saying. So if it looks a little wonky, it probably isn't real. So keep that in mind too, and hopefully, not that there's anything wrong with buying a pair of knockoffs. Just know you're buying knockoffs and don't pay real prices. That's all. With that said, let's move on to one more honorable mention that I have for you here. And much like those Pac-Man dunks, I do have another pair of Nike dunks for you, and they would have made the main list, except that there is another pair very similar that is on the main list. So Ryu, however we say his name, from Street Fighter 2. These dunks that are designed right after him, you can see they're even like frayed and that off-white kind of gi kind of look, and he's got his red headband highlights here. Really cool. Uh, these are focused in on him. You can see there, they're not exactly white. They're kind of a little bit off white with touches of white. And again, I like the fraying, the detailed, the worn look to them. These things would have run you about 115 bucks had you bought them when they were new. You can even see there in this the insert inside how it's got a cool little design of the character. You got that kind of a manga aspect to it, the video game quality. 115 bucks. Today, if you did have a pair of these, you would be getting 500 bucks for these things, which ain't too bad for this pair. But like I said, there is another pair that actually makes the list that is a little bit more expensive than this, which is why I have these on the outside in the honorable mention section. So with that said, before we get to the main list, I want to remind all of you out there who haven't tried Whatnot before, use my link below. First time users, you get yourselves a free $15 to spend on whatever you want with whomever you want. If you want to go buy collectible sneakers, there's sneakers on there. You're only going to save $15 off, but it's still free $15. It's a discount. You can buy comics, toys, whatever you want from whomever you want. No strings attached. You really got nothing to lose just to give it a try. And you help out the channel and you get yourself something nice. So again, really nothing to lose there. And on top of that, if you need to buy supplies for your collectibles, your bags, your boards for your comics, long and short boxes, CGC boxes, top loaders for cards or comics, pages for cards, etc., anything to keep your collectibles safe, generally there is a product at BCW that will help you do so. And since you got to buy that stuff anyway, you might as well save money while you do it. You can use my link below, but use the code for sure, RENA10, to save yourself 10% off your entire order. So once again, you help out the channel, you get yourself a discount on stuff you got to buy anyway. So why not save money when you can, right? Now, with that all said, we could finally get right into our top 10 list for today. So with that, I guess let's start off right at the top with number 10.
Number 10.
Our first one is Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, Sonic 3 just came out in theaters last weekend, so it's pretty timely, pretty topical. We do have Sonic the Hedgehog sneakers here. You can see the logo there on the side with the life count ×3. You got a ring count on the side there as well. Fun little nods and colorways, etc. Kind of tipped off here. It has the color scheme of that original Sega Genesis box with all the black. These are Puma RS X3s. You can see there on the bottom, you got the reds and the blues. And like I said, you can see the little Sonic logo on the tongue as well as on the side. And I believe that's Knuckles mixed in there as well. And Knuckles is in the new movie. On the backs, we do have the rings. You got some rings on the back there as well. All these fun little nods to Sonic. 120 bucks when they first came out, the MSRP. But if you still had a pair today, you would get yourselves a little over $3. So $308 ain't too bad for a pair of Pumas like this, if you manage to hold on to them. But hey, if you want to go out there and find them. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And that is our first installment in the video game sneakers. So you can see where we're starting off. Yes, the other two honorable mentions both surpassed this $308. But we still got more to come and more on this list to get to. So let's not waste too much time and let's just get into it with our next one.
Number 9.
So coming in at number 9, we have the PlayStation 4 looking inspired edition. These are the Paul George 2s. Nikes. So you can see here, they were inspired. These came out the same year as the PlayStation 4. I believe it was like 2018, somewhere thereabouts. I don't remember anymore. It all kind of is a blur to me. But PG2's PlayStation edition, you can see here with the color schemes, with the red swoosh. That is backwards. I mean, that's the Paul George aspect of this. But these things would have cost you $110 when they came out. You can see they even had an inspired controller, which I don't know if that was actually for sale or just kind of playing up the aspect of these sneakers. But again, you got the color scheme with the buttons as far as the eye holes for the laces, some of the highlights, the glossy black, all that great stuff. Pretty cool. $110 when they came out. But if you still have a pair, these PlayStation 4 inspired sneakers will get you $350. And to also note, these things actually light up as well. The soles, as well as the tongues, light up. As you can see a tiny bit there in that one image with the PlayStation logo, it's lit up. There is a power button on the inside of the tongue. You can see that right there. You press that, it turns on the batteries for these sneakers. I don't know how you change batteries in sneakers, so be mindful of that if you can go and get them, or if you have them, to be careful of the battery life. And yeah, still kind of fun though, especially when you got the light up sneakers. So there we go. This is our number 9 edition PlayStations. They're pretty cool. I don't know. I'd wear them if I had them, but I don't. Again, they're high tops. I don't generally do the high tops. I'm more of a low top sneaker wearer, but they're still pretty cool when I look at them. With that said, let's keep it rolling and get on with the next one on the list.
Number 8.
So at number 8, we go from PlayStation over to Microsoft and the Xbox for Halo 3. So many basketball players and basketball enthusiasts out there are also video game enthusiasts. And it's funny to see how many of these basketball player inspired sneakers also get a video game inspiration. I mean, look, Paul George's had those PlayStations. Here, I believe these are Gilbert Arenas' sneakers that are from Adidas that are inspired by Halo 3. I guess he's a huge Halo 3 fan. But here we go. These TS light switch gills for Gilbert Arenas. You can see there, you got all of the little weapons kind of in the insole there, and you got the Halo 3 logo on them. You got the pretty cool light, the blue kind of, it's not glowy, but it gives you that vibe of the Halo glow. I don't know. They're pretty cool. I don't know if I would wear these ones as much as I wear the PlayStations, just because just that strap over the middle, it's kind of an awkward look to me. But yeah, it is what it is. Here is MSRP. They're $100. And again, you can see the strap I'm talking about. The one that goes over the front, it goes over the bottom of the laces. It's like, are they Velcro shoes or are they we're tying these? I don't know. It seems unnecessary to have those different fabric types. I think I'd like a little bit more of the weapon pattern, like the cloth material, less of the patent leather kind of look. But yeah, it is what it is. And you don't even get the stripes, the Adidas identifiable stripes on the outside. You have to look on the inside of the sneaker to see that. What I mean by that is the inside of your foot, not inside the insole, but here on the inside of the sneaker, you get to see the 3 stripes with the extra blue there. I think I would have liked a little bit more of that on the other side as well, but hey, I didn't design these. Just saying. Point being, $450 these things will get you though for a Halo 3 edition Gilbert Arenas Adidas. So a little bit more than those Paul George PlayStations, but if I were to choose to wear a pair, I'd probably be wearing the Paul Georges, and that's not just because he's on the Sixers right now. Just saying. With that said, let's keep it rolling, let's keep it moving, and get on to lucky number 7.
Number 7.
Going back to Nike Dunks, and we're going back to skateboarders. So here we go, 720s. These are Nike Dunks inspired by the old NES game 720 Degrees, which is, 2 spins, basically. So doing 720, pretty cool. You got that classic kind of like late 80s colorway with neon pinks and yellows, highlighter colors. And I mean, they're kind of timely today. Look at all the NBA players wearing these highlighter colored sneakers when they're out there on the court. But 720 did it first, I guess we would say, at the time with these Nike Dunks. And they also got that cool classic checkerboard skater vibe there in the middle. I'm going to say on the inside of the insoles of the sneakers, like in the interiors. You can look there with the pink swoosh. Pretty cool. You also get other laces too to kind of mix them up. You'll see another picture there where we get some oranges to kind of brighten things up. You got the backs also, a lot of the bright colors popping there. These would only been $65 when they first came out, inspired by, again, 720. And today, these will run you $670. So almost $600 of pure profit if you held on to a pair of these. And a lot of these Nike Dunks, as we've seen before on the other shows that I've done covering these, even if you have these and you wore them, as long as they're not falling apart or smell like something died in them, you can probably get close to the amounts of these prices. Like, people will still buy used sneakers. It's kind of a weird thing, but people will buy used sneakers, especially for these collectible ones. They might not be wearing them, they just want to display them. So if they look nice enough, you may be able to get something for them if you still have them. Just saying. And here, like I mentioned, these are the other another pair of the lace options, because Nike Dunks usually give you at least 2 pairs of laces to choose from, so you can kind of mix and match and swap things up and mix things up every once in a while. Now, that was our number 7, so let's keep it rolling and see what we got for you next.
Number 6.
Number 6, we have another skateboard pair of dunks, this time based off of the other popular skating game of the day. This is way before Tony Hawk Pro Skater. This is way before that. I mean, this is still old school NES Nintendo we're talking about here. And this is Skate or Die. And Skate or Die, you can see right there on the cover box that shirt is represented right there in the patterns, the shirt and shorts actually, right there in the patterns on these sneakers, which I think is pretty awesome. And I think they did it right with the amounts. Even though it was full shirts bright yellow, I think the amount of bright yellow they use here works, and they lean in more towards the blacks and the blues. So, because bright yellow shoes could really, be too much for a lot of people. So I think they had a smart choice here with just that little bit at the backs. But to give you a better look at them, here are the skater dies from Nike Dunks. You can see here again, we got blue laces in on this example. You got the yellow again. The pattern on the dude's shirt is perfectly done therein on the backs of these sneakers. And I like the different vibes. They are bright, but still, I think not too bad. Like not overdone, not too flashy. I don't know. I mean, they are kind of flashy, but I think I could wear these. I would wear these if I had them, but I don't because they're too expensive. Granted, they only cost $75 when they came out. And again, you can see here how much of the yellow is when you look at them on the backs. But when you look at them again on the fronts, you'll see it's not that bad. It's not that flashy, but $75 was a good price when they came out. I could not afford the $842 that they go for now. So probably not going to get a pair of these for myself, but I showed you they had the other laces there. We got the blues. I think they had other laces. I don't know. Well, there was other options apart from the blues as far as laces go. And again, pretty cool. I like the patterns. Matches the cover box. Pretty good. And these come in at $842 at number 6, which means we still have 5 more to go that are even more pricey than these. And that's what I'm saying. You'd be surprised how much sneakers could go for, and even used ones. With that said, let's start off our top half here with our next one.
Number 5.
All right, so at number 5, we are sticking with Nike, and we have Air Jordans. These are the classic Air Jordan 1s, but inspired by Xbox. Well, basically the Xbox One, I guess, because these came out at the same time as the Xbox One. You can see there multiple laces that they gave you with a couple of different greens. You got blacks and you got grays. Choose which ones you like. You can mix it up, mix and match. These are Jordan mid Xbox E3s. Pretty cool. Like I said, these are based off of the Jordan ones, and they came out. $100 would have cost you. You got the Jordan logos there. Pretty cool. Light up. These light up as well. As far as the bottoms goes, you can see here a nice little touch. Makes them also extra collectible. So them being Jordans, you shouldn't be surprised at the price now. But while it would have cost you $100, if you could have gotten lucky enough to get a hold of these, because a lot of these come out limited still too. These are $1,000 now. So even though I'm showing the MSRP price of like $100, it doesn't mean that there were copies at every Foot Locker near you. Some of these you had to get from special shops and limited releases. Some of these runs of, especially the Dunks, they did them and they were only hundreds. They were limited in the hundreds, and that goes across all sizes. So finding your size and a pair near you would have been very difficult, to say the least. But that's what makes these kind of collectible and reach the prices that they do at $1,000 for a pair of Jordan Xboxes. But yes, the light up bottoms are pretty cool, but that's not the only reason you're paying 4 digits for a pair of sneakers. Just saying. And with that said, we still got more to come as we get in with number 4.
Number 4.
And now we see why our first honorable mention, Ryu, didn't make the list, because Chun-Li, also Street Fighter theme. They came out at the same time. These are Nike Dunk lows based off of Chun-Li style. I like these. I mean, they're very simple, kind of straightforward when you look at it, with them being blue and you got little highlights of gold, but they're just pretty cool. And they are inspired by many's favorite Street Fighter character, Chun-Li. So you get your Chun-Li's here. These would have cost you $100 had you been able to buy them when they came out. But today, why Ryu didn't make the list, but she did. Today, these are $1,150. And again, you can see here how the shoes match her colorway with the blue and the white, and you see the little gold designs. So that's why you're getting the gold touches there as well. Even the soles kind of match her pantyhose that she kind of rocks when you look at it a little bit. But pretty cool pair of sneakers. Over $1,100 for a pair of Street Fighter Nike Dunks. Again, I dig them. I'd wear them if I had them, but I don't. And with that said, we still got a few more coming your way. So let's keep it rolling and see what I got for you here at number 3.
Number 3.
And this is where our other honorable mention comes in because Pac-Man didn't make the cut, even though his sneakers were $1,000, because Ms. Pac-Man also had her own design here with these awesome pinks and teals and bright colors, matching that Ms. Pac-Man box, arcade box from back in the day. These were released together. Again, I mentioned before, you get multiple lace options. You can see how the laces could change the entire look of the shoe. When you go with the simple blacks on the one side, makes them more understated, and then you really lean into it with the bright yellows. Just saying, it feels like you got a whole new pair on when you change the laces sometimes. So with that said, these Ms. Pac-Mans come in on the list with an MSRP of $100 when they first came out. But had you hung on to them, do you have a pair and you want to sell them? Well, you can get yourselves almost $1,300 for these bad boys. Yes, $1,300 for these Nike Dunks. You can see here, there's a picture with the box, the extra laces, etc. And again, this is an example of what like a used pair could sell for. These don't look like these are brand new. Granted, they don't look like they were worn in that much, but a lot of times people buy collectible shoes, they don't wear them. So yeah, it is what it is. I pretty much wore most of the collectible sneakers that I bought because I didn't buy them to collect them. I bought them because I wanted to wear them, even when I paid a little bit extra. But I never paid any prices like this, to be fair. This isn't my style. I can't be spending $1,000 on a pair of sneakers. My wife would kill me. That all said, still pretty cool for these Ms. Pac-Mans, and we still have a pair of sneakers for you to finish off this list. So let's see what we've got at number 2.
Number 2.
More Nikes and more PlayStation connections. Here we have, when the PlayStation 3 came out, these Nike Air Force Ones. Really nice. You got the patent leather matching the shine and sheen of that original PlayStation 3 look. Remember, they redesigned the PlayStation 3. At first, it was pretty heavy. It was pretty bulky. It was shiny and glossy black, and then they kind of thinned it out and made it more matte finish to be cheaper, in later reissues. But the original matches pretty well with this design sneaker here, these Air Force Ones. Limited to only 100. This is what I was talking about. So these ones in particular were limited to 150 pairs. I think there's a meme out there with Kobe Bryant looking at a pair of these that he was gifted and given to as like an influencer, etc. Because it was Kobe Bryant after all. You can see his shock about how much he took to these. It is really cool. I love that logo sewn in there on the side too. I wish I had a pair of these, but unfortunately I do not. I was not one of the lucky 150. And again, many of these were given away, but they did have an MSRP of $130 for whatever that's worth. But you can see here the backs of the sneakers as well with the purple laces in. We had red lace options, etc. But these bad boys here, these go for $2K. Just to kind of throw it out there, $2,000 for these Air Force Ones, inspired by the PlayStation 3. Really cool. And again, you got the purple to blue. It's kind of like the loading screen kind of colors, also kind of being paid homage to here in the sneaker. I think they're really cool. I'm not an Air Force One collector, but I do more of the Dunks. They're comfy. They're comfier for me. And plus, they also seem to fit a wider foot, and I got a little bit of a wide foot. But the Air Force Ones are another cool kind of subset, very similar in style and vibe to the Dunks, but $2,000 is a bit out of my price range. As much as I do like these, I don't think I will be getting them. But they are cool, and it's fun to talk about and look at some of this stuff, though, even when you can't buy them for yourself. With that said, we've got one left, I think, and then we'll see where we're at for this series. So let's see what our top pair of video game inspired sneakers are.
And our number 1.
More PlayStation, more Nike. Yep, this list was dominated by Nikes, and many of these were PlayStation inspired. Not even PlayStation like characters or anything like that, but the actual consoles. And here we have inspired by the OG original PlayStation System 1. These are awesome grays. These are Travis Scott's. These are pretty pricey. I don't know how limited these were when they came out, but these things are expensive. Once again, there was an MSRP listed for them, but I doubt that anybody would have been able to go to their store to actually pick these up because, again, they kind of do these special release editions and they're very limited, and you got to be know somebody who knows somebody to get a hold of a pair a lot of times. And if shops did get any, they got very limited quantities, and you do camping and all that crazy giveaways and whatnot. But MSRP was listed at 125 bucks. But like I said, I doubt anybody would have paid that. They probably paid much more if they paid anything. Pretty cool with the Sony PlayStation logo once again there on the back end of the shoe, and you got Sony on the heat, on the right back there on the top near the ankle. Again, with the reverse swoosh, these are the Travis Scotts. These edge out the other Air Force Ones by the minorest and slightest of margins, as these go for about $2,015. But still, $2K for a pair of sneakers, both of which are inspired by PlayStation consoles, is a lot of money, but they are pretty cool. Again, I would wear these if I had. Well, they cost $2,000. I probably wouldn't wear them. But if I was able to buy these in the store and they were like 60 bucks, 80 bucks, even 100 bucks, and I could wear them and they weren't collectible, I probably would wear them because I think the design and look of them is pretty nice. Kind of fits what I would be rocking when I would be going out. That said, at $2,000, I probably wouldn't. They'd probably be sealed in a box, hermetically sealed in a box, maybe even put in some sort of display case. I don't know. But that all said, that is our list. That is the top 10 video game inspired sneakers that I have for you this time out. We've got more topics coming your way. I've got cartoons and TV shows still to do, and regular old sneakers. That's if we just stick with the sneakers, but I got other options and other show ideas beyond the sneakers. And here's the point of the show where typically I would go to my collection and my personal favorites. While I thought about listing some favorites, there was already a good bit already in there, so I didn't have a lot of extras I felt that I needed to talk about. And unfortunately, this isn't something I actually collected. So I don't have any video game inspired sneakers to show off that I have a pair too. I thought I did, but I didn't. I got a pair of Ep6, but they're not based off of a video game, based off of something else. I'll show you those the next time out if I do that topic. But with that all said, I still have a lot of fun talking about this stuff, and hopefully you guys have fun looking at this stuff. Again, feel free to comment down below if I misspoke in any way. I am not offended if you want to correct me or add any extra info that you know about some of these things that I didn't share, as far as how limited they were, etc. Cool. More information, the better. I don't take offense to it. Please put it in the comments down below, and let's have an open dialogue with everybody. Education for all. I mean, that's what I'm doing here. I'm just putting out stuff, hopefully, that people find interesting. And with that all said, that's all I got for you this time out. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for the next run of this. Maybe I'll do another video game show. Maybe we'll go do another top 10 toys. I don't know. But until next time, that's all I got for you. So with that all said, I thank you for the support. Thank you for the support for this tiny little channel. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing it. And with that all said, I'll see you soon with more content. All right. Later.